Welcome back to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Today, we're going to be filling up this ICB tote cage with some cedar. And you just saw cutting off the front so I have full access to it in terms of to load and unload. So I think I said before, I don't sell large quantities of wood. I make more money with the firewood stand, selling bundles and racks of wood, whereas it doesn't pencil out. But I have an abundance of cedar, especially cedar pieces that are gnarly, kind of like knotty, and I don't feel that it would look professional, look attractive if I sold that wood at my stand. Probably not in bundles, but in racks. It just looks kind of funky. So I usually get a lot of questions when I'm selling wood to, my customers. Hey, do you sell cords of wood or third cord? And I say, no, I usually don't sell large quantities. And they're like, oh, well, okay. Kind of like puzzled of like why. But I had one guy recently reach out to me and ask that, and I responded like the same way I usually do. And then, but then I was in my backyard, and I saw the cedar that I just mentioned. I'm like, you know what? I should just get rid of this. So I reached out to the guy again. I'm like, hey, so and so, are you still interested in a third of a cord? He's like, yeah, depending on what it is in price. I'm like, I have some cedar here that's pretty knotty, so I'm transparent. That should be good to go. And I can sell you a third of a cord for $90. She's like, that sounds good. I'll pick it up on Friday. Now he asked, can he back up to the pile? And looking at the pile, not all this pile, I'll show you in a minute, is wood that I want to sell in the cage in large quantities. I want to sell probably half of what I have, or now put it this way, I don't want him in my backyard. Two, if he backs right up to it, not all of that in that one specific row I want to sell. So I want to know what's going to go to be sold. So I'm opting to putting it in the cage, which is a lot of handling in the wood, which a lot of firewood guys or people will say, if you handle the wood too much, you're losing money, or you lose time, and then you lose money. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of figuring that, and he wants to pick it up, which is fine. But so to make sure that I give him a third of a cord, I want to put it in this ICB tote, and then so it's a third of a cord, and then he can pick it up when he wants to. Now, granted, I don't have a skid steer or a bobcat to pre-position wood and to move it up and down. So what I'll end up doing is I'm putting this cage in a location that is in my front driveway, where he can back up to it, load his truck, pay me at the cash box at the firewood stand, and you're good to go. But in doing so, having to ferry the wood to pick the wood that I want from the wood pile down the hill in my backyard, and then to put it in the Kubota lawnmower with the trailer, and then ferrying it to and from. So in doing so, a lot of time that I don't have, but it is what it is. But in doing so, I want to see if I can count how many pieces roughly would go into this. I think it's, last time I checked, it was like 250. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think that's what it was, like loosely in terms of the size, average amount. And then I want to divide that and see if I can do the math on this video to see how much I am losing by selling it in large quantities, as opposed to selling a rack of about 30 pieces of wood for $20 in my racks at my firewood stand. So obviously I'm going to be losing some money, but I want to know how much, and then as a justification or calculation to my audience of why I sell only why I only sell smaller quantities of wood versus large quantities. So let's get to going. All right, I'm at my wood pile here. Some of these pieces, like this is fine for a rack piece. This should be fine for a rack piece, and I can kind of have it be for a bundle. But like it's like stuff like this, like with this little branch cutoffs. Like I could add this to the rack pile, but I want to have nice, neat looking wood, and I feel that might be one reason why I don't have a lot of recurring customers. Is I don't think that my price point is too high. It's just like the quality of the wood and the look. Like this piece here would be a good candidate for a rack piece, but just has this like funky piece. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it right now, but there's just some funky pieces. Like what do I do with this? I don't know. Like to put this in a bundle, have this kind of stick out, hide it in the bundle, or put it in the rack as like an extra piece. I mean, I don't know. So I'm hoping that this will be enough wood that I would be okay with putting in the tote to sell tomorrow. So we'll see how this goes. Let me bring over the lawnmower with the trailer, and let's get pairing. The shorter the trailer, the harder it is to pack it up. And that is for sure the case with these trailers. And I've tried to position my wood, stack it where I can access it easily with either by hand or with my truck. But is what it is in terms of space and availability and that. So, and having to back up the trailer like this, I guess I can just do a sweeping like pull around, but we'll see how this goes. So let's start stacking. that's a good first load. I haven't loaded up this trailer this heavy going up the hill, the driveway, gravel yet, so we'll see how this goes. Truly made it up. That's awesome. So now it's time to get the stacking. I think is it 3 this way? This way. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Alright, so as I'm stacking, thinking about this, I can get easily one rack in the back of this trailer, and I have in the front part unstacked, and I definitely have at least 2 in here. So I'm not going to count the amount of pieces. I'm going to count the trailer loads and see how that pans out quantity wise for our calculation at the end. I made a loop type thing on when I pulled in, so not having to back up the trailer and unhook it and come back up again. So my see this is a little better with bring. And this way too, I can get rid of some of my shorties.
But now, yeah, make up.
Number 2. Our trailer is almost full, and I wanted to show you. So down here in the corridor, I was picking from this row here, this section. This, I would say that's, I don't know, 8 feet long, but it looks like a good. This is full, so like 8-face corridor already, and I cherry picked the good, the bad stuff. Picked out the bad stuff that I didn't want to include in this cage. Put that in the trailer. Set aside the good stuff. So this stuff here, I feel is good enough, looks good enough sidewise, not all funky and naughty, to either be in a bundle with in a mixed bundle, or in a rack, in a mixed rack. So that's this one. So I know we need more trailer loads, so I'm gonna go on the other side here and try to pick out some here on the other side, because this was not 3 rows, this was 2 rows because the sides were funky. I left the middle open on purpose so there's more wind, so this will all dry faster. So let me pick up. With the amount of wood that I took from here, added onto here, I think that would equate a third of a cord. Let's go up top and start stacking for the third load. Load number 3. 3, right? 3? that's all the cedar that I got from this section here, this half of this rack here. I have more cedar behind me here. Some of this isn't, the top part may not be dry enough, and the bottom part I don't want to have it tip over. This cedar here is prepositioned and split for kindling. See how it's mostly flat, these flat pieces, and a lot of these are clear, no knots. The ones that are knots are made into firewood. These are all for kindling on both sides here. So these are, it's probably ready to go in terms of it being seasoned. Just a matter of using the kinetic splitter to make kindling. So that's a different video, different day. So you saw how much wood we had already in the cage. I don't think that this wood here is gonna fill it. I need to heap it, but I didn't fill up that top part enough. So I think I'm going to top off the remainder of the cage with spruce. I had this spruce I got from a neighbor. It's been in the sun quite a bit. It was definitely green when I got it, but there's some wonky pieces in here that I don't feel comfortable selling. Like this is kind of funky, like this is all gnarly. I think that would be a good mix. I'll message the guy, I'm sure he'll be fine with it, but let's just add the spruce in. All right, so here's the spruce pile. A lot of the bark is falling off of this stuff, so I think this should be fine. I messaged the guy and asked him, but I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I'm gonna fill it up anyway, so if he says no, like, well, I asked you, but you didn't respond, so I filled up anyway, so it should be fine. It does softwood anyway. And I've been selling a little bit from this pile already this summer, but mostly it's been bundles. And I'm confident that the bigger wood is dry enough. I mean, the bark's falling off, so that should be some indication. Just trying to find the wood that I want to grab. Alright, so that's that 4. So still load 4, right? So let's go up the hill. I think I need another mounting system. I need to, I just bought Amazon a magnetic holder for the GoPro. I think that will help so things like that don't happen again.
Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We
5. I think it's low 5. So I think this is enough spruce to top it off. These are some of these pieces definitely lighter than the cedar. Just like expelled a lot of moisture when I was sitting out in the sun the last few months. So I hope this will be enough. Let's try it out.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid?
Alright, so stack job is not perfect, not beautiful. There are some gaps, some air pockets, some holes, but I feel that to the heaping it and the amount of wood, I think I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't sell large quantities a lot, so let's call that good and hope the customer is satisfied with that. So it's a diagonal, just come in diagonal back into my driveway, load in the truck, and they're good to go. We have 5 loads, and each load is approximately let's go with two racks. So 2 times 5 is 10. 10 times 20 is 200. So that's $200 that could potentially be sold at the Firewood stand. Now, for this particular sale, I'm selling that ICB tote cage as 1/3 of a cord for $90. So that's less than half. So maybe my calculations in terms of how much wood is in each trailer load is not precise. Maybe next time I should count specifically, be more accurate, but that's a rough estimate, and that's pretty much what I thought it would be. So you can kind of gauge and tell why I sell in lesser quantities and with the bundles and the racks, etc., at my Firewood stand, because I make more money. Granted, I am in no rush to sell the wood. Longer it sits, then the drier it gets. And stuff here doesn't sit too long, no more than 2 years. I don't have any hickory, so it's not that big of a deal for that. So, and again, I think I said before, I don't really sell large quantities, but one-off instances or specific instances based on the wood and the seller, I may. So doing a voiceover for the part that I think my camera died. What I was going to say is, next time I sell wood in larger quantities, I'm going to insist that it's not for pickup. It's only for delivery. because if I'm going to lose out on potential money on the wood, even though I'm selling it at a discount in larger quantities, because the wood is not. I mean, wood is wood, but in terms of like the shape of it and the look of it, etc. If I'm going to sell it, it has to be delivering. And when you deliver firewood, you charge for it. So I think next time I'm going to insist uh, on having it be delivered by me and charge for it, like I said, and as supposed to pick up, so I can get um, I can market the wood at a premium uh, to make as much money as I can without having to gouge people. So obviously, what you're seeing now has nothing to do with the video that you just saw. It's from a previous video, and I have it on slow because it's funny. Anyway, when I made this video, and by the time that I was able to get or have the guy come to pick it up, I chatted with him for a second, and he said that my customer service was on point, as well as my prices were the cheapest around, and I can get back to him quickly. So I think that's key in sales too. So I'm not out to gouge people. I want to make a profit, but I want to find the happy medium between overreaching on your sales and not making any money, or even like going backwards. So I need to make sure that any firewood that I do sell is worth my time to do it, and I think anyone can relate and to do the same. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you liked it so much, please go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up and smash the notification bell. And I will see you next time. Thank you.